Have you ever asked a child to clean up and they actually start, but then a few minutes later, things are still not done? Maybe they got distracted. Maybe they moved things around but didn't really finish. Or maybe it just turned into a bigger mess. So, this is something that comes up a lot, and it's easy to assume that children just aren't listening. But most of the time, the issue isn't that they don't want to help, it's that they don't know how to carry a task all the way through. So in this video, I want to show you how a simple story can help with that and what you can do to make follow through easier. One book that works well for this is Just a Mess by Mercer Mayer. In this story, the child is told to clean up, and he does try, but as he's cleaning, things don't really come together the way they should. He's moving things around, he's shifting and trying to figure it out, but it doesn't lead to a clear result. And that's a situation that happens a lot when you are working with young children. As you go through the book, instead of focusing on whether the character is doing it right, you can guide children to notice what's happening. You might want to ask questions like, what is he trying to do right now? Or is it getting easier or harder to clean? Or maybe even what could help him finish. So this takes the focus from, is he listening, to what helps something actually get done. After the story, you can bring it back to something children experience. So you might say, sometimes when we clean up, we start, but it doesn't get finished. Let's think about what helps. And this is where you keep it simple, keep it concrete. So I want to give you 3 ways to support follow through. So the first way is to make the end clear. So a lot of children don't finish because they don't know what done looks like. So instead of saying something like clean up, you can say, okay, all the blocks go in this bin or this box. You can also say the table is clear when nothing is on it. So one thing you can try today is to show what finished looks like before they even start. Another way to support follow through is to keep the task contained. So if the task feels too big, children can lose track of what they're doing. So instead of the whole room, give one area. So maybe you can say something like, start with these toys, or this shelf needs to be cleaned. So the thing that you can try right away is to limit the task to one small space. The third thing that supports follow through is to stay nearby at the beginning. So follow through is harder when children are left to figure it out alone. You don't need to do it for them, but staying close helps them stay on track. So you can guide with simple reminders like what still needs to go back or what's next. So one thing to try today is to stay with them for the first minute or so instead of walking away right after asking. So if a child starts but doesn't finish, it's usually not about behavior. It's about not knowing what done looks like. It's feeling overwhelmed. It could also be losing track of the task. When you adjust those pieces, follow through becomes much more manageable. And this is also where activities and visuals can help because they give children a clearer picture of what responsibility looks like step by step. So finishing a task is a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice, it takes guidance, it takes clear expectations. When children know what they're working toward and have support at the beginning, you'll start to see a difference in how they follow through. So that is it for this video. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.